of a bitch. You can see that. You see how stupid that is? The guy runs up with his fist out like an asshole, and then he freaking punches your ass. Oh, man. Good. Well, I'll just hang out here because you don't want to wait. I need to get health. Oh, man, that freaking sucks. We were freshmen, right? The senior class that year, we had a half day. So, like, I guess on the way, the popular thing to do would be like, all right, it's a half day. Everybody goes up to the main plaza in town for lunch or whatever.
Yeah, everybody,
right?
yeah.
So you'd see this just this whole row of students or whatever just walking up, but people would leave the school at different times. So I guess we had our one friend he was there were 6 kids in this family, right? He was the youngest. He was the youngest brother. I think he was the youngest out of the whole family, but there were three brothers and 3 sisters. And he was the youngest. So his middle brother, at the time they were seniors, right? So they're on their way up to the plaza or whatever to go get Chinese food, or they're going up there to hang out because there used to be a Hostess store up there. You remember that shit?
Yeah,
you go in the
I remember
Hostess
that.
store and you could get
It wasn't around for very long.
Yeah, but they had and a lot of stuff in there was stale too. Remember that shit? Why are we moving this thing? Is this are we gonna ride this thing or some shit? Oh, great. So we got this mechanic dude. All right. We got a new oh jeez. It's gonna get him. Oh, see you later. Hide and seek.
Right,
We gotta go down there. Oh yeah, we gotta go get him back so he can fix that thing, I guess. All right, there better be a driving level involved. So yeah, so I guess that's we weren't even there, but we heard about this later because I don't know, I think we were still in middle school or some bullshit. Or no, it was our class was freshmen when they were outgoing seniors, right? So they're on their way up to the plaza, and on their way they come across a friggin' bed frame that someone decided to throw out. So there's this big ass metal bed frame. The whole thing, it's have you seen those things? It's it wasn't just a frame. It had the bottom part to it with springs and shit in it. Have you seen those things?
Yeah, I think so.
So
Yeah.
it's it's just all metal, and there's just metal chain link kind of spring grid on it, and someone just put it outside on the curb or whatever. So they walk up and they get the bright idea. They're let's put this in the road. So the thing is, so they walk up, they drag it into the street, and then they just keep walking, right? And I guess they forgot about it. So 5 minutes later, they hear this this scraping noise or whatever coming up from behind them, right? And then this car goes by, and it's dragging the thing underneath it, and just sparks flying all over the place. Yeah, the thing had snagged it. I guess they were just completely oblivious or whatever, and they see the thing had snagged it, and they were just dragging it behind them, and just sparks flying everywhere with this stupid ass bed frame jammed under the car and just pulling it along. So that was the first thing, right? So then they get up there and I don't know if they changed their mind or what they were with this one delinquent friend of theirs or whatever. Okay, that was good. I just freaking died. Where's my health? I only got one freaking Big Mac value meal or whatever. So I think Bob was up there, and Bob, you know what? Bob might have actually been.
Was he a senior when you guys were freshmen?
Yeah. He was in the same class as this other guy. So I don't know if Bob was hanging out with these guys when they did that bed frame, but he was definitely there. So they go around, and Bob's gonna see this and be like, "You stupid assholes, that wasn't me," and say that he didn't do this stuff. And I don't know, it could be that the other kid's brother, the one that I'm talking about, that did the bed frame. He probably lied. I don't know. Probably fibbed about the whole thing. Said that this should happen. All right, so they get up there, and I don't know. I think they must have gone to get lunch as well too. So they're doing whatever. And then one of them just decides he needs to start keying cars. So he's going around just keying cars in the parking lot for no reason, right? And then the other one, I think Bob was just walking up and just kicking people's bumpers as hard as he could and setting off people's airbags and shit. So I'm that's what they did on half days or whatever. So I don't know. Like I said, Bob's probably gonna see it and be like, "You you stupid assholes, that didn't happen or whatever. But like that's what they would do. That bed frame shit, like, dude, like that sounds hilarious. I can't even imagine, like, stupid assholes. Like, and like that's the thing, like they did it, they thought it was funny, and then they forgot about it. Like, oh, they're like, look, he's in the vent. There he goes. That friggin' guy that rented that upstairs area in our first practice space.
Yeah.
That guy was freaking.
You tried to, I think we talked about this, but you tried to.
I jacked into his network, and we used this friggin' cable and shit.
Nice.
That's how we had internet over there. Like.
You're a terrible human being.
Whatever. The guy was never there. I mean, I felt bad about that, but like, whatever. We needed internet access. Like, what the hell?
So when I first joined the band, you guys were telling me about this, like,
oh, so
Tom was
you're already familiar with this guy.
Well, you guys were telling me, like, one of my first times joining the band, you're like, yeah, Nick, there's like hookers-looking women and like limos who come here and
all right, yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say. So this guy, he like, so like the third floor, like the guy's since like redone it now because the property changed hands or whatever. So where the hell are we gonna go? We gonna go over here? Oh, jeez, what is this? Another boss? Oh, look, he's got his toolbox.
Look at who he's running.
Yeah, I know. What are we supposed to do? Flee with the mechanic. Yeah, we're trying. So cue this freaking sketchy, freaking quote-unquote video director that decided to rent there, right? And this guy, like, this wasn't like this guy's main office either. Like, the guy had like a, I think he was based out of Boston or whatever. So he was using it. I don't know. I think the rent was just cheaper or whatever. So I think he was using it to like I don't know, to like interview like I hesitate to say like
prostitutes.
Whatever the hell they
Porn
were,
stars.
whatever the hell it was. I don't know. This guy was into some shady shit. But the other crazy thing was like, yeah, this guy had a limo that he would park there, and it was. I
remember, yeah, that's where you guys.
It was always there, and like we'd see him like picking up girls in it and shit, and like I guess he'd go to the airport or he'd like I don't know, he was like driving around girls in this limo that was always there. Like, so like after he started renting there, like there was just a limo in the parking lot all the time. Like, oh my god.
But it was always like suspicion. I remember you guys were, like having that debate, like, oh, like we don't know, we just you know,
I don't think it was like your tit like X-rated as like most people would think, but it straddled the line kind of, like it was just weird shit.
Yeah, it was
Steve has the guy's DVD.
Yeah. So, but I remember you guys were unsure, and then that when I was finally in the band, like that dude walked by and Steve goes, "So do you guys?" He's like, "Do you shoot video?" And the guy was like, "Yeah," and Steve was like,
no.
Steve was like, "Oh, what's that?"
You gonna carry this guy?
Apparently.
Oh my god.
Steve was like, "Oh, what type of film?" And the dude goes like,
I got it.
Fetish type stuff, and then
you know what? You're right. I remember this now because Steve was just out in the hall, and I remember I was like,
and then
I was inside. Like, I remember this conversation.
Yeah, Steve was the only one outside.
I'm sitting there. I can't believe he's like just pressing this guy. Like I can't. Like you're right. That's what happened. Yeah, and he's like, yeah, that's exactly what he said. He's like, oh, so you do videos? He's like, oh yeah. He's like, oh, what kind of videos? Just like, I'm like, dude, shut the hell up.
Like fetish type stuff. I was like, all right.
Yeah,
well, actually,
I don't remember the rest of the discussion.
The
though.
four of us were all like, yeah.
That's when we start. That's like when we started being friendly with him, I think. And we're like, oh yeah, we're about to finish our demo or whatever. Like, do you want a copy of it? And he's like, yeah, sure. He's like, come bring it by. He's like, I'll give you a copy of my DVD or whatever. And then they actually did that.
Yeah.
Well, there was one time again, like you mentioned on the other episode, that Gogan was what the freaking hell's going on? Stuck. Gogan would have to play outside, right? Outside the friggin' actual space.
Yeah.
So like, he was out there one time, and like some crazy hot girl showed up, and he's out there. So she's like, oh, I'm looking for so and so, and he's like, oh yeah. He's like, he's up on the third floor. Like, you gotta go go around here and go up the stairs, and like he's up there, and like. He said she was like one of the hottest girls he had ever seen in person or whatever, right? And then like, so this is what happened. Do you remember this story?
I do not remember.
Where's this thing telling us to go? Damn it! 20 minutes later, she's like we were practicing, and like I guess the girl came back, and like she was walking wicked quick, and then like I think Gogan's like, oh hold like Gogan stopped playing or something, and he's like what the hell? So we follow him outside. So what is this? This guy doesn't have a friggin' health bar. So I don't know. So all right. So Gogan's on his way outside because this girl had been like completely friggin' spooked. Friggin' go outside of the parking lot and she's like running away. So like the guy like got in her car and left. So like, obviously, like I don't know. He probably got maybe he must have gotten too aggressive too quickly. But I don't know. But yeah, that's like so this guy was like some shady shit. But I think that was the only girl that showed up. She was just a lot.
Yeah, I just remember
there were other girls that were like around a lot. Like, are we gonna ride this thing? We don't get to ride this thing? Alright, whatever. So we're in the friggin' alien zone now. That's gonna do it for this game, right?
Yeah.
Final exam. Beat up zombies with a 2x4, nails and shit in it. Or a bat. It's a bat, right?
This is a really good co-op game.
Yeah, this is one here. So there you go.